till 10 o'clock.
This cabinet, I love the dental mold at the top. These little teeth at the top, if you will. And then Deborah has painted. This has a green and red detail on it with gold on the end of it. This is beautiful.
Thank you. And, you know, this paint is furniture paint that Joanna Gaines has, and that's also at Ace Hardware. If you want to know where I'm buying the paint at, that's where it's coming from. And it's from the Joanna Gaines collection, I guess is what you'd call it.
I love the colors because the colors they don't look like modern colors. They actually have depth to them. I mean, they look they're very in tones.
That's like a chalk paint.
Yeah, it's very of the era though.
Yeah, muted.
Right. Yeah.
And so it just gives you that whole look and feel. Then, you know, here's the other thing. So this stained glass window in here I use for inspiration for colors. And what I liked on this stained glass window, and this is the second room of the bridal suite, but the window has really soft blues and grays. And then it has this kind of little bit of yellow, almost pale white, and then jewels in it. So I tried to use that color scheme with the bedspreads, the furniture, and the rest of the design in here to tie it all together.
That's what I love about these rooms. So you use, you know, inspiration, which I think is what every, you know, great designer should do, is just use inspiration from color so everything kind of goes together, but you're not going into like a furniture store and saying, I want everything that matches together, you know, or I want the whole, you know, this whole display of stuff. Everything goes together, but you wouldn't necessarily, it takes taste and it takes, you know, intelligence to put it all together.
Right. And like these things on the wall here, these are zodiac symbols that are hand carved, that a contractor that I had hired to make some doors for me actually made. So he had Libra, which I am. Then we had Aquarius, which I love, you know. Those are mainly what I'm paired with, Aquarius. But I gold leaf these. And I finished them with, you know, some stain and then some clear coat over it.
I love them.
And I just thought they looked so cool against that beautiful blue. And then in here we have an antique chandelier too. And I think that's about 40s.
Yeah, I would say so.
But that's fully leaded crystal. And then the bed came out of the Lysander Tully's mansion. And I just want to point out, this is super old. So look at how this fits together like a puzzle. You see the ends?
Oh, yeah.
Those are hammered down in there.
Is that cast iron?
That's cast iron. Wow. It's a cast iron frame. And then this is a brass bed. The header and the footer. And then I love the idea of putting some natural wreaths on it. I just thought it was pretty.
Yeah, it softens it too.
Very soft.
Yeah.
And it's not overly feminine. And you can take them off whenever you want.
Well, it feels very organic too.
It does. Yep. And then we used an old-fashioned quilt. And then in here, like I said, this is brand new linen. It's all white linen. And you can see it's kind of just simple stripes. But then on the floor, I love this rug, elephants. I just love that.
Yeah.
So I have elephants in here. And in this room, I just have a cowhide. Just simple. And above his halo is a big star. And that is done with some gold leaf paint, which I struggled to do because I was standing, believe it or not, Waylon, I was standing on this bed, on this mattress, trying to paint on the ceiling.
You did a great job though. I love it.
Thank you. It's a folk art touch, but it makes you kind of feel like your own celebrity, right?
Yeah, and it's not something that necessarily you would think in like an 1880s house would work. but you always make it work in all
Yeah.
those rooms. Yeah, it just complements everything.
So one of the cool things a lot of people don't realize about Victorian stuff or like an English Tudor revival is that people who lived in these kind of houses really wanted to show off their artistic craftsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
So the big deal was is to have something like nobody else had.
Yeah.
So we got a big star up on the ceiling. It's hand painted. But we also have 2 walls that are black, pure black, and 2 walls that are green.
Mm-hmm.
And we pulled the colors out of the fabric. So if you find an amazing fabric that you love, and the colors in it are such that you could use these colors just about anywhere, including the walls, I highly recommend it. I toyed with the idea of having just the ceiling black, but then I realized if I'm coming in here to feel cozy and to be at peace, the black might be better on the walls.
Yeah, I think it works really well on the walls. I especially love it. I don't know if you can really see this, but the lamp, the dragonfly. It looks like dragonflies flying in the night.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's cool. The bedroom set that's in here, it definitely huge.
At least it might be. It's close
7?
to 7 feet, I think.
Could be 7 foot.
Yeah.
The matching dresser is right there. Marble tops. The little commode over here, lovely, all hand carved, beautiful teardrop handles on it. All of this, $650.
You're kidding.
No.
Wow.
So if you shop around and you know what you're looking for, and you know where to find it, that's the kind of thing you need. Anyway, so I found these pieces. The little nightstand came from Larry in Mondayment, Iowa. And the bed, the dresser, all of this came from Walnut. Walnut, Iowa is known as the antique city in Iowa.
I love Walnut.
It is quite an experience. I think they probably have the most antique stores per capita per resident in the United States.
There's probably, what is there, maybe 20 antique stores in that
Oh,
town?
at least.
And it's not a big town. It's
Very tiny.
probably less than 5,000 people in that town.
Oh, I'd say there's probably a couple thousand, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
on a really strong day.
But it's great. All the antique stores are different, and they have different things and different, specialize in different eras. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
and reasonable prices. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's what we're all after. If you're going to do DIY projects, you want to do it to where it makes sense.
Right.
And so you can splurge a little bit maybe on the fabrics, go someplace where you know they have good fabric. Now, in the town I live in, we don't have stuff like this. We don't have a store for this. So I highly recommend like a Horde Chow's or an Neiman Marcus. They have very high quality linens and they have very cool fabrics. And these things will last you a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
They have coordinating pillows, they have coordinating beautiful curtains. And then they have all kinds of, pillow shams and this is also a nice, it's from a different collection, but I like the design on it, more Persian looking.
I love it. It works perfect.
And then it even goes with this really cheap pillow that I got here, but it's got sparkles in it and I loved it, so I got it.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is one of the nice rooms at our Airbnb where you can come if it's you and it's your laptop and you just want to hang out, study, read, do work. You can do it, and you can do it quietly. We have a big ottoman in the corner, a big leather ottoman. And that ottoman doubles as a seat, and then you can fold it up to the bed, and then that's your desk.
Away.
It's perfect.
Yeah, even for me.
Even for, yeah,
My
even for
my
you.
Giant, everybody.
Then we have a nice closet in the back there, and a nice place to hang clothes, and it's got like a dresser in there so you can like put away all your stuff. One of the other cool things is Council Bluffs used to be a big fur trading city. And so I wanted to pay homage to that history. So Waylon is pointing out this beautiful purple lambskin rug. And we have them surrounding the bed, actually. What do you think about that purple?
I love it. I mean, you typically think of like purple or, you know, bright colored fur as being sort of like 60s, 70s, but it works so well in this room and it doesn't look out of place at all. It goes so well with this, with the comforter and everything. It's just, I love it.
And you know, the other thing I love about real fur on the floor, it feels so good
So
on your
soft.
toes.
Yeah.
It's very soft. So this room we are now done with. And I also like over on the little vanity there, just a quick couple of other tips. I have a beautiful French newel post light, and then I also have a vase of eucalyptus. Eucalyptus makes the room smell so lovely.
That is my favorite scent, is eucalyptus.
Yeah.
It smells so clean and fresh and
It does.
yeah.
And it's soothing.
Yeah, it's very calming.
If you're looking to come to an Airbnb and you're looking to rest, kind of look for something like that. Then right next to Waylon there on the wall is an antique Italian tapestry. And the green, the little bit of green that's left in there really ties in nicely with the green walls.
Yeah, the wall really brings it up.
So now we're in what we call the den area of the 1887 house. And we're looking at the chandelier, the Manna White pointing it out. So this is a hand-hammered solid copper chandelier with 4 signed Steuben shades on it. And it's very much appropriate for the arts and crafts period. And that's what you're looking for. When you're looking for period lighting, you want something that's the same architecture as the house. And where we did in the bedroom we just came from, we definitely had a brand new modern LED light in there. The star in the ceiling softened that. The thing is, for the glamorous look we were going for in that room, it didn't look out of place, did it?
No, not at
I
all.
used to have a different chandelier up here and it just didn't quite have the effect that this one does. I think the soft light from the stained glass shade just make you feel like you want to sit in here, read a book,
Yeah.
relax, hang out, talk to some of the other guests at the Airbnb, have a snack, have a chocolate.
It makes it very cozy and the light's very easy on your eyes. It's just very soothing and tranquil. I think that's kind of the theme of this whole house is
Tranquility.
Tranquility, yeah.
This room is so eclectic. It's really kind of funny.
Mhm.
So the same gray that we have in the bathroom we just talked about, we have in here on all the walls. But let's point out the ceiling. You'll notice the same green that was with the black in the other room is on the ceiling in this room. So I don't like to have too many colors in a house where it's feeling like a zoo. Like, oh my God, there's so much color, I'm on overload.
Well, I think it's important too to have continuity and make your colors repeat throughout the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you may bring in other colors into a room, but like in this case, you have, you know, you're using the same gray that you used in another room, using the same shade of green. It just sort of tells the whole, it's a color story, I think is what they call it. Where it basically just continues throughout the house and gives a whole vibe.
And the whole thing gives you that mood that you're looking for,
Mhm.
that tranquility.
Right.
You're not going from one room that feels really cozy and kind of relaxing into another room that's so bright.
Just jarring. And,
Yeah, that you're like, oh shit, I don't want to go in that room very much, right? Because unless you know, when you come home from a hard day, you want someplace where you can relax and feel good about the space. These rooms, the way they've been curated, I think that's what they do. Now, I want to point out how eclectic this room is. It is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about this particular lamp, which the minute I saw it, I just went crazy over because to me, the lampshade and the little sprocket things on there were just like, oh my gosh, that's over the top. I gotta have it.
Yeah, so this lamp actually used to be mine, so I rewired it. I found it, I think, on Facebook Marketplace. It was in kind of rough shape, so I did some repair on the shade and rewired it. But I love this shade. It's very, when you think of the 1950s, I think this is what most people think of. It's just very, very atomic and very whimsical.
That's it, the atomic generation.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's exactly what I was going for. And I saw this and I said to Waylon, oh my God, how in the world can I have this? And they're like, oh, well, you can buy it.
Yeah. So Deborah bought it off of my estate sale when I moved. And so I'm glad it found a great home.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have it. Now, over in the corner, the far corner over there, you see a floor lamp. And it's mimicking those
the shape.
Structural elements that's in the real old lamp in the new lamp. And the colors are very similar, gold and black. And the cream color shade ties in as well. That's how I found that. And then I got a screaming deal on that stand-up floor lamp, which was normally like $1,000, and I got it for like, I think $269 or something.
That's amazing. But if you keep your eyes open for those kind of things, you'll find them.
Well, and we live right on top of Nebraska Furniture Mart, so
True. Yeah.
you know, we can get fabulous deals here. Now, on either side of this couch are these beautiful lamps. But guess what year this couch is?
I don't know, 1920?
1870.
Wow.
Yeah. And the couch completely comes apart so that you can move it, which is hilarious because we've moved this couch so many times. Anyway, the bottom of it, there's handles down there, and the bottom of it pulls out. It may not pull out today, but down there, the point is you can either use it for storage or you can put like a little feather mattress in there.
Oh, yeah.
And so oftentimes these were it came from Austria, this particular couch. A lot of times they use this for guests that would come over, and then they would have the children's down there. Now at our house, you could put the dog in there. The dog would be happy there until they crawled up on you. So, and then here's the funny part. On the other side of the room here, I call this the Brady Bunch wall. So this is a mid-century modern, and it is a bar. There you go. And it's an entertainment center. We got an 8-track cassette player in there. A little shelf comes down. We got a record player. We got a turntable. We got it all going on. We got a fireplace down below. So, I mean, what's not to love, right?
Yeah, it's all in one.
So you can come in here, you can grab your snack, you can sit down, chill out, take a nap, and read a book. And then one last thing we have in this room that we're going to talk about. We went to Mondamon, Iowa, and risked going through a fire, which is now the same area is completely submerged underwater.
I know.
So we are having all these floods and whatnot. Hey, so here we are in Larry Stevens' Mondamon Antique Barn here. It is a pole barn with real trees holding, you know, the poles, right? So this is Larry. And Larry, I just want to tell you, you have magnificent selection.
Thank you.
And I love the fact that everything in here is raw. Nothing has been manipulated, refinished, or anything. Plus you have good deals.
Yeah.
And what we're on the hunt for today is I have a place where I need to serve breakfast to guests to come to my bed and breakfast. And I want like a table where I can put a little bit of coffee and donuts and things like that out. But I need it also to cover a doorway so it's people aren't going all over the house.
So roughly what, like 3 foot wide or long or wider?
I need something probably 3 foot wide and narrow, something like that. Anything come to mind?
Well, we'll kind of take a look here. See.
What I also like about Larry's place here, look at this beautiful bed, this really cool old bed. There's something in here. He's got every category. He's got buffets. Look at this cool drawer. I love this. This is excellent. He's got couches. He's got ice cream tables, all kinds of handy dandy things. If you can't find it here, probably it was never made. That's probably the situation. And look at the pole. See how they're trees? You can see where the bark was peeled off. Yep. And the building is very solid, wouldn't you say so?
Oh yeah.
And the wind's blowing like 50 miles an hour out there. So this is 2-story, and this is just one of Larry's buildings. Larry had this beautiful piece in his barn out there. And it was hard to see because Larry has a lot of stuff in there. But here it is. It's got a marble back, got a decorative shelf up on top, and beautiful inlaid walnut veneer, burled walnut. And then the rest of it is rollable. So I roll this in, I roll it out, and we have breakfast on it. We offer muffins, and we offer truffles and fresh fruit and all those kind of things. So when you're looking for a bed and breakfast, an Airbnb, some people I would say are not as picky or choosy.
Right.
But you should look at the amenities. You should look at what's offered, and especially if you're a person that likes solitude, if you don't like to kind of mingle with people and talk and whatnot, my Airbnb wouldn't be the place to be.
No, and I think if you're, another thing you should look for is personality of a house. I mean, because, otherwise you might as well just stay in a hotel.
Correct.
Because that's what Airbnb brings, is each property has its own personality.
It does. And I think what also is interesting is if you like to decorate, you want to get some unique decorating perspectives. This kind of vibe is what you're looking for. Anything else about this room that you want to talk about, or is that pretty much everything that we...
I think we kind of covered it all.
Alrighty. I do have just one thing here. So on the wall,
yeah, I love those.
These are photographs of Council Bluffs, Iowa. This is Crystal Pool, which is no longer there. It's a parking lot.
Oh.
The building's there, but they made it kind of modern looking. But you can see all of I think this is probably in the 50s.
Looks like a fun place.
Yeah, it used to be very popular. And then this is the big railroad,
Roundhouse.
and Council Bluffs is famous for its railroad. And this is where Abraham Lincoln met with General Dodge, right here in Council Bluffs, to form the eastern terminus of the Union Pacific Railroad. And then over here on this wall is another famous place where people used to come. So Council Bluffs has a lot of fresh springs. And so people would come here and get the alkaline water, which we have over-the-top alkaline water here. And it's, what we drink every day. So we should be the healthiest humans on the
That's
planet.
right.
But this is a place that we call Lake Manawa. This is the original place where you could go and hang out on this nice soft sand and walk into the water. It's changed so much now. You can barely recognize where that is today.
Yeah.
In all the rooms, I like to include history, and I like to make this something that people, when they walk into the house, can say, wow, where's this at? Or what do you recommend we go see? And then we have a nice conversation about wonderful places to go hang out. So we hope you like this little glimpse into my Airbnb and decorating tips and cool color decorating, painting. If you do like the episode, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And in the meantime, go out there, be brave, do it yourself. But remember, pick projects that gradually increase in complexity.
Yeah, definitely.
Do not start out with something hard. And as you learn, as you grow, as your projects come out more and more beautiful, then take on that bigger next project.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, go and glow. Thank you for watching part 2 of Deb's Airbnb Behind the Scenes. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Rebel Podcast, that you will tune into it on channel 22 on Cox, station KPAO, and that you will share it, like it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Spotify.